If you feel like you are not where you're supposed to be, allow me a little bit of your time to help you see it just a little different in order to make you feel a little better about where you are and what you're doing. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Matty Pace, bringing a unique, divine, one-of-a-kind, elevated energy, style, and grace to this YouTube space, and we are ready to elevate your mind, which is exactly what we do here on the regular. So that being said, let's get back to the video. Now, I know a lot of people out there are currently struggling with feeling like they should be somewhere else or basically anywhere where they are not currently. And the funniest thing happened because I feel this way all the time, and I have for quite some time now. And I found that it is very normal to feel like you are supposed to be somewhere else rather than where you are. And we're going to get into why that is in just a little bit. But first, I want to share a brief story about what happened to me earlier today while I was doing dishes. So as I was being a good hubby, taking care of the dishes, I ended up having this sort of awakening, this thought that came out of me or came into me, however you want to look at it. And this is what came out. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than where I am right now. And that just hit me. It hit me in the wildest, weirdest way because I feel like it was a thought that I didn't consciously produce. It just kind of came to me. It came out of me. And, you know, I think a lot of us out there, we get used to that happening, but a lot more for negative things and negative thoughts and negative experiences than we do for these enlightening moments, which is why it hit me so hard. I feel like a lot of us just get used to a lot of the way things are for us. We kind of forget and neglect that we have a little bit more of a say in how we feel than we'd like to admit. A lot of times we compare ourselves and where we are to someone else, maybe someone we know, or even worse, someone we don't know. But I feel like it's all a part of the human experience and the process in building a better relationship with yourself, which will then in turn build a better relationship with those around you and the world as a whole. So back to this feeling. After I had that thought and I said it out loud, I had to write it down. And then another thought that came to me after that one while I was writing it was this: everyone is a salesperson. Some just do it professionally. But whatever you do, never sell yourself short. Whew. Honestly, I have no idea where that came from either. I've never heard either of these things before. I wasn't consciously thinking about these things. They came to me while I was washing a plate. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, I had this tremendous wave of calmness and peace and light just kind of wash over my whole body, starting from my mind all the way down to my toes. And then when I went and I took a nice little shower, I just started to feel gratitude. Now, I know some of you may be like, okay, Maddie, great, you feel good. When are we going to get to the bread and butter of why we're here? Listen, it's leading up to this. Because in that feeling state of gratitude, for the first time in a long time, I felt like I truly was exactly where I was supposed to be. Now, mind you, I think a lot of us have thoughts of wanting to be somewhere we're not, like I said. Some people want to be in a place where they think they're gonna feel better about their life. And a lot of times, what you come to realize is even when you get a lot of the things that you're after, in a sense, you still have some sort of that empty feeling within yourself. And it's not always a very good feeling. But I'll tell you, when I felt this wave of gratitude come over my body and that peace, I just even my breath, I started breathing different, just a little, even that right there just feels so incredibly light. I can't truly describe it, but it got me thinking a little bit, and here's your bread and butter now. What if, in order to get to the place that we think is gonna make us feel better, we have to become more present in the moment and the environment that we are in? Because human beings are always moving so fast. But a lot of times we're not moving to anywhere great. We're trying to get somewhere that we've never been, convincing ourselves it's going to be better than where we are. And a lot of times when you do that, you cause a little bit more turmoil and the opposite of peace in the moments that you exist, which is why I believe that thought came to me to give you this message. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than where I am. Because the feeling of peace behind being present is unlike anything else. The feeling of deep gratitude, the feeling of being blessed and right where you're supposed to be. And I truly believe and feel and know in my bones that being in this flow state, being in this feeling, is only gonna radiate more positive energy in your life, which will then attract more opportunity into it that will lead you to a place that'll make you feel just as good as you do now, only in a different environment. The reason you feel the way that you do is justifiable. Obviously, when you are experiencing some challenges in life, you're not always gonna feel good. A lot of people live paycheck to paycheck. A lot of people are struggling to put food on the table. They don't have enough money to do things that they want to do with their family and their friends. They get trapped in this place of dogma where they begin to live a life that's not really the one they want, but they're doing it anyways. All of these feelings compound and compact within our mind. And though our brain is like a supercomputer, it can only handle so much stress before it decides to shut down, which causes depression. But that's another video for another time, so maybe we'll touch on that next one. But for right now, let this feeling resonate within you that maybe you feel the way that you do because you're just simply imagining some other place in your life being better than the one that you are in. And if you can truly feel and be grateful for where you are, what you have, imagine how much more you will feel when you get to a place that you truly want to be and imagine within your mind. Make the best of where you are because it's gonna help bridge the gap from where you are to where you wanna be. Keep those dreams, keep those visions, keep those imaginative ideas, keep the big old vision of having a big house and a nice little yacht or whatever it is, because it's gonna make you feel good in the moment. But don't get so caught up in where you aren't that you lose focus on the beauty of where you are. So that being said, thank you so much for your time. If you enjoyed this video, drop a comment on what your favorite part was, and please share it with a friend, as that's one of the best ways to help this content, this channel, and these beautiful motivational messages to grow. Thank you so much for your time, and as always, one life, one love. I'm out, baby. Let's go.